This is Sherman Wells with Untamed, and you are rocking with the hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people.
Yo, what's up? At the hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, that dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on the Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is. It's the smartest dumb people.
See, man, when you get that type of because he literally sing with other people, so like this is a story.
This is the best podcast in the city.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm not pandering.
You know what I'm saying? And they take vocals and strengthen it.
That's how I'm living on $2.
You're a real hustler, huh? That's pretty neat. Into it.
But I also met with
team. They know she likes to go outside, play soccer by herself. We have make sure like Snoop Dogg, he's an icon in all facets of life. In the world. But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like
no more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on the students and everybody. Carl.
I'm trying to find.
It is what it is. Finally, we went to Riding the Pimp. And Marty like, come on, somebody.
it's so immaturity. Like, what are you really doing with life?
No, there's two cats. No, I'm doing the hustle anyway. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on, Paul. He's the realest niggas out
Yeah,
there.
you already know.
Like, for real, like, this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman, smart dummy. Welcome. This is the smartest dumb people, and I'm the host, Anthony, that dude Johnson, and always to my left, Quando Rondo, my high school bud, and always to my right, Willie ABN, my cousin in the building. Listen, we got a special guest in the building. He goes by the name of Sherman Wells. He is with the group called Untamed. They are community activists. They're helping the community. They do things in the community. They're hugely involved. And listen, Sherman, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man, because and you are everything the smartest dumb people strive to be as far as in for black culture and trying to help the community. So I appreciate you for coming through, my brother.
Yes, sir.
So let's get straight to it, man. What is Untamed?
Untamed, it stands for a unified nation, taking action, mentally erasing deception. Let me tell you again, a unified nation, taking action, mentally erasing deception. And the deception is that we can't work together and we can't be together. And
make sure you like and share, motherfuckers. No, that is
yeah.
Not, so you said that the perception is that we can't work together.
Yes, sir. That's the deception.
Deception.
That's how we have been deceived as black people, that we can't be together and get work done and make money. And so a unified nation is us. So it's not really something you join, it's the way you live. And as a nation, we have a pledge. So we call it the Melanated People Pledge, And also in the nation we have a hood, which is the brotherhood, sisterhood, motherhood, fatherhood, and parenthood. So, Untamed, that unified nation, we take the action to mentally erase the deception through engagement. So you get in the community, you engage with each other, y'all get to know each other, we start building wealth, we start coming together collectively, and so that is the mission of Untamed.
I love how you and Shawnee make sure y'all share everybody's shit. Y'all make sure y'all own it, because like that's like the simplest thing to our community changing.
Yeah,
being able to share somebody else's business or support their business to help them grow. And I noticed that you and Shawnee inspires me to do the same thing, and I genuinely do it. I wake up and I see you share 15 different things going on in the black community, and then Shawnee, shout out to Shawnee, she do the same thing with Island Chill, and it's just like that's a start, because don't nobody want to help until you become Terrence Crawford. See, a lot of people don't know, motherfuckers wasn't with Bud in the gym shooting. You know what I'm saying? So when he became Bud, now we support him. Now we wearing the fucking shirts. No, what about when Bud was training and he needed money to go to the Olympics and he didn't have the money to go? See, it starts with the community, and I'm telling you, like, you are an inspiration. Like I said, brother, you are an inspiration. I watch you all summer. Give kids something to do on Friday nights. Give kids bikes. Give old people and people with asthma fans. Like that's what our community needs. We don't have a village like that, but you're the start of it. Like, I'm serious. Before you, there was not much going on like helping
Wow.
the community like that to that extent, and it's consistent. It's what you do.
Yeah.
So appreciate you for doing that, King, for just helping out the community.
definitely.
So what's the goal of Untamed?
The goal of Untamed is to build that nation. And so a nation is moving city to city. So the goal is to go city to city and make the hood a place of commerce. You know, a place where we can get our type of food, our type of clothes, our type of enjoyment. And so Untamed, with the foundation being Omaha, Nebraska, the birthplace of Malcolm X, we're going to be able to do that because people's going to respect it, you know.
Well, continue. Y'all ask him a question. I gotta. He struck some gold with me, so I gotta find this clip real quick. Y'all go ahead and have a conversation. But yeah,
I kind of wanted to mention, not really a question, but it's kind of based on what you're saying. Where it starts with engagement.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think I've realized or kind of seen through how people or how groups and stuff congregate and get together.
Mhm.
It's either between one of two things. One of them is love, or one of them is hate. One of them is love for whatever, you know, a unified love for something,
Yes, sir.
or a unified hate for something. So it's like in this situation where you're engaging with people, you're going in communities. When you get to talking to some people and people don't know your domination, you know, they don't know where you're from, they don't know, but you just got a connection with them.
Right.
They gain a connection, they gain that love for you. You know what I'm saying? So like when you give someone love consistently
That's
like
right.
that, that's how you really build that group.
And that
build
started with
congregation
self-love,
like
though.
that.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's a fact.
so the moment I was able to love myself,
Yep.
then instead of when I meet brothers, I love y'all right away. I don't hate you or mug you or
I'm
what
not
is
scared
it.
of you.
It's none of that. And that's any of my brothers, sisters, anybody. Until you do something to threaten my life, self-love will make me protect myself, and that's where you get the light in the dark. Because I'll get dark to protect myself and my family.
I wanted to find this clip because you were spot on. Shout out to Yo-Yo, our other host. She said a place of commerce is the goal. So basically, when you was talking about going back into these black communities, there's a video that surfaced, and I'm mad that I don't have it. There's a video that surfaced of Tom Hanks and the Oklahoma massacre situation where this black community was thriving. And he said, I never knew about this. He was like, how did I not know about this and I'm 60 years old? He's like, I've never seen a book on this thing, but due to social media, it gave people outlets to really expose what we're missing.
They
So
try to get rid of that in history.
and that's what he's
They
so.
do that in history books and
But that's what Sherman is bringing to the table. He's showing black people how to stand by each other, and at the same time, hey, let's all order Island Chill this summer. That should be a goal of all ours. She does private parties. All of us should take the time, and you have a barbecue, invite this woman to come do your barbecue and serve the drinks. You ain't even got to pour shots for nobody.
Right.
And I'm going to make it a point to when I get my house and I get my life together and I'm doing the things that I want to do, I'm going to support her and make sure that that's the woman I call for the little, private things. And when Willie has the clothing line, like, I make sure that I'll support him. I just bought a shirt from him 10 minutes ago. It starts with us, but we so lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Like I said, we needed somebody like you because we need to see it actually happening.
Yeah.
Like everybody tell me they want a podcast, but nobody know how to.
And I think you spoke to something big on that because the thing is, one thing that goes on with the community is that they don't believe until they witness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta bear witness in order to believe something. So like
That's right.
In most cases, the people that who are creating something or building something, it's only for you to keep going because once you get to a certain level, people are gonna hop onto the train, but they gotta make sure that it's possible. They gotta see that it's possible. So you gotta really set the example and really put yourself out there and really do what you already got in mind and not really care about, you know what I'm saying, the support and the backing, because without that you still gotta be whoever that is. You still gotta push whatever you got, because without the backing, you know,
without seeing the proof of it.
They're not gonna come without the proof of it. They're not gonna come if you don't believe in it.
But don't you think that's like a disease though in our community? That's the disease is we shouldn't wait for anybody to show us the path. It's in you. It's instilled. Like gifts are instilled in you. And
That
if
is
you have a passion for
the
something,
difference in community. Like in other communities, you know, we're not gonna name any specifics, you know, but like in other communities, you do get a basis of when soon as someone says that they're doing something, everyone's telling their friends, everyone's telling their, everybody, and then everybody's supporting them based off of just because.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we get Chinatowns. That's how we get hey, we started something over here.
Right.
Hey, come over here.
And you want to come to expect that type of behavior in a community, because when you look at a community, for me, when I look at a community, I look at it as a machine, right? And just like your car, that machine has the wheels, the doors, the beats, the everything, right? But one chip can be off and that car won't work.
Right.
So when you look at the community, everybody has their role. And some people are just a consumer. They may just share. They may only think about it, look at it, and don't like, but they'll know because you're putting that energy out regardless.
Right.
Once it's so big, they can't ignore it. And like you said, once it becomes popular, of course, but at the same time, the people who got the voice, the people who want to move, we all start coming together, and this machine, it just moves, right? And then nothing can stop it, because then you don't pull the chips. And when you find people like Shawnee Hernandez, dude,
Consistent.
listen,
Consistent.
that is one of the most consistent and powerful women I've ever met. And then once we really hooked up and started doing stuff, I found out we was around each other as kids. Her sister and my sister used to be best friends, so in the projects, we was already cool, but she was just in diapers, and I was probably about 4 years older than her.
But let's be honest about when it comes to black businesses, because this needs to be talked about too. When it comes to black businesses, I went to 2 black businesses this week. Me and Willie was working, and I was like, I'm gonna grab us a bite to eat. I'm not gonna speak on who it was.
Yeah.
But they are very prevalent in the black community. Both of them was closed for the day on the busiest day, which was a Friday at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay. Now keep this in mind. When I want some time out, I want some time out. Mm-hmm. So what I would preach to the black community and our people and how to make us better is what Shawnee is doing. I guarantee you, I can wake up at 12 p.m. or her professionalism and her consistency. I know where to go to find Island Chill, but we lack that in the community because we don't have the consistency. Like I said, everybody will start something,
right?
But the contingency is, can you continue it? Because like I can speak for myself. Me and these guys, every Tuesday, you're gonna see us every Tuesday, every Friday at 8 p.m. That's just what it is. And like, even if Willie's sick, somebody has to sit in the seat. And it's getting to the point where when I'm sick, Willie is going to be sitting in the seat. LaRon's going to be sitting in the seat, because everybody needs consistency. Yeah. Like you said with the podcast, Willie, like you lost your mind when Joe Budden didn't do his podcast. But I think that's what we like in the community is consistency, because the minute we don't see those results right away or that income right away, they just flutter off.
Yeah, because people have fleeting attention times, attention spans. So it's to the point now where people's attention spans have went down to like 15 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're not in the 15 seconds, and honestly, when they tell you when you walk into a store, it's close to like 5 to 10 seconds. If you don't say hello to a customer in the first 5 to 10 seconds, it's likely that they might walk out without buying something.
Right.
So it's like people's attention spans have went down so short. You gotta be consistent, because the consistency is what actually brings everybody else. Because they might see it today, and they might not want it, but know what? Tomorrow might come, and they might see it, and it might be a whole day.
Well, I want to speak on a situation that happened with Sherman and his Untamed group. And what was the group called that you was with?
The Black Agenda Alliance and North Omaha Community Partnership.
Okay.
But I do want to say for the black businesses, I think when you have them and they're consistently not open, support, like you said, support Shawnee and like the people who are, and eventually they'll see that, hey, this person is getting, because we gonna stick them out.
Well, we know Doja, Smoking Doja gonna be on 30th right there.
That's right.
On
So you just keep going to them people, and other people, hopefully they'll understand and catch on board.
So I want to speak on the Juneteeth situation that happened. I got the video clip. It was a news clipping. We're gonna watch the video clip. Back with
Station found its way into a parade earlier this month.
Police and an armed group marching in the Juneteenth parade squared off, and parade organizers tell us it was all due to a misunderstanding. 6 News' John Chapman unravels the details for us tonight.
We paid to be in this parade.
Confrontation between police and a legally armed group marching in this year's Juneteenth parade. Were you surprised when you were stopped by the police?
No.
Why not?
I think, I don't know. I think it's just a part of being black.
But Omaha police and organizers of the parade, the NAACP, say this all started with a misunderstanding about something that happened earlier when they stopped an armed person outside of the parade route.
When I heard about what was going on at 24th and Lake, I thought it was the same group. And so I said, thinking it was white supremacists, that they shouldn't be in the parade.
But the group that was stopped was a different one, the Black Agenda Alliance, a collection of community organizations with a focus on families and improving Omaha's black community.
We felt like since it was a day of freedom, we wanted to exercise everything we could that had to do with freedom. So the right to carry our guns, the right to be out there with our flags, doing our own thing.
Sherman Wells is a member of Black Agenda Alliance. He says his group just wanted the same respect that was given to armed people who showed up at the state capitol to testify a couple of years ago with guns and dressed in Army gear. But Omaha police say stopping the group had nothing to do with the fact that they were carrying guns. They were doing what parade organizers asked of them.
Our understanding was they didn't want any firearms in the event due to what happened last year, people sneaking in with open carry guns. If you remember that.
Yeah,
at our debrief we had, you remember?
Right. But no one snuck in, and everyone is properly.
But you guys,
they have their
you
paperwork.
guys are doing the right. There is lots of misunderstanding.
Reverend T. Michael Williams is the president of the Omaha NAACP. He said it was okay for the group to march in the parade, but the group was stopped again later along the route.
We ain't disarming nothing.
At that point, things got a little more contentious because we had already told them one thing a few blocks away based on the first organizer we talked to.
Members of the BAA say they had issue with a police officer they believe was overly aggressive during the incident.
And so when she stepped out into the crowd with us, she initially pushed one of the guys with his 9 right here and told him move back. And I said, don't start physical contact.
Omaha Police Captain Jay Levitt says he believes officers acted responsibly and professionally, but the group can file a complaint if they feel otherwise.
I would say that all our officers were equipped with body-worn cameras that day. They were recording footage.
Reverend Williams says personally he had no problem with the group in the parade with their guns, but he'll have to check things out before it happens again.
I've been informed by National that we have to get clearance from the National NAACP as far as liability issues are concerned.
All right, so that's the actual clip of what happened during Juneteenth, man. I was watching it live. Shout out to Shawnee. I was watching it live and like, God damn, man, we can't have nothing without being harassed by the cops. So what actually transpired that day?
So really, that day we lined up in the parade at like 8 o'clock. We had to go through a police barricade to even get in, and everybody had their firearms. Not me, because I just got my stuff back. So I was just driving. But anyway, we sitting there, and right before the parade start, after 2.5 hours of sitting there, the police show up. And they say that y'all not registered, you need to be out the parade. And they tried to open up one of the barricades. But initially the contact was, there was a white officer, a woman. She came over and she seen the American flag and it was red, black, and green. And she's like, questioned it.
Yeah.
And then we told her it is because we built everything around here. So, American.
Fucked her up with that.
Yeah. And so then they went to the table and checked to see if we was registered. Well, on our shirts we had on Black Agenda Alliance. That day I didn't wear Untamed, which I was supposed to, but I just got a shirt from them because I'm a part of all of it. Yeah. And but we registered under North Omaha Community Partnership. So the police questioned the people and they said no, Black Agenda Alliance is not registered, which we were, but under them. Mm-hmm. And so that's what happened. So they come up and they say we ain't. These people come up, the parade organizers, and say, hey, they are registered. There was a miscommunication. You're doing the right thing. So you listen to the words, right? Miscommunication, meaning you communicated with them to put us out. Mm-hmm. And you're doing the right thing, meaning you're doing what we told you to do. Mm-hmm. That's me as an analyzer just thinking that. We get to Lake, they let us go, we get to Lake, and they stopped us again, bro. This time it was the gang unit, and they blocked off Lake.
Wow, the gang unit?
Yes, sir.
At a parade?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to have hoods in the parade now. Ain't that what the gang unit for?
They held us up so much, people in the parade thought the parade was over.
Yeah.
The gap was huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Was so big,
but on Lake Street, what happened was the people was there. So then they start seeing who it was. They let them go. People start getting riled up. The senator there, one of the officers tried to trip the senator because he's with us. He's with a part of the BAA. So he,
the officer tried to
trip him with his bike because he wanted to cross the line and go talk to whoever's in charge. Once they seen who it was, they let us through. But to me, they said they called the head of the NAACP, Pastor Williams, and told him it was people in the parade with guns, and he just told them to put us out. Which I felt like you should have said, who is it, what group is it, whatever. Yeah. But on that news clip, he talked about it being a white supremacist group. Now, as far as that, these people, I don't know if y'all was in the parade, but these people showed up in like devil costumes and shit like that. They were there just promoting a haunted house. But upon talking to them, there was no inkling or anything that pointed to them being white supremacists, but I'm not defending them because one of the white ladies had a doll that was white. She painted it brown and had brown hair in it, like
she was blackface in it.
So whatever. But you still allow them to be in the parade because you're the organizer. You're the one who took the money. When businesses is $250, nonprofits and drill teams is $75. So you passed up. I know drill teams that didn't get in. Shout out to Destruction, and they should have been in the drill team over somebody promoting a haunted house. That's how I felt.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so
on the Juneteeth.
Yeah.
We like 5 months away at that point.
Yeah.
We're like 3 months away. What are we talking about?
Well, yeah, and so, but without getting into the rest of it, we did have a meeting. We talked, and the funniest part, and I don't know if nobody knows, but the vice president of the NAACP is a white man.
Didn't know that. No. It went from a white woman with the braids to the white man,
bro. That pretty much was it.
She ain't white. She tan.
So that'll tell you.
She white.
White.
Here you go.
That's my boo.
Here you go. Here you go.
You want to ask the question of the day? No.
And so it ain't nothing against the white man. I'm just saying the perception of the NAACP is supposed to be for civil rights.
Man.
It's kind of that's odd and weird.
Yeah, but what really made us mad is the fact that we had like 50 kids with us.
Yeah.
And there's all these shootings happening and mass gun shooting. So we there to protect the kids. We can't let nothing happen. And so Kasim, who was in charge of security and founder of the BAA, that's his main job. That's his only focus when we all together like that. And so, he was really heated, because you started a confrontation. And I don't know if y'all seen, but the white woman, she just started coming down pushing people.
I seen it.
But if we touched her or hit her, that's assault on the police. Because I have that. That's the only felony I have on my record is assault on a police officer. And she knew that if she pushed him and she pushing the dude with the gun, all of a sudden you scared, then you can kill somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's how that.
Make sure you like and share, motherfuckers. So listen, it's time. It's time for us to start the show, and we're gonna do it right.
Hold on. I gotta ask, where you located, and where can people find you, and where can people get in contact?
I'm located at the Bryant Center, 2423 Burdette Street, and we're there on Sundays 4 to 7, Fridays 6 to about 11, 12, and you can find me anywhere on Facebook, Sherman Wells. I actually have with Untamed, we communicate our message through multiple platforms. So I have a 5 song track album that's upload. You can upload this under Sherman Lamont. It's called Fifth Dimension. And then
rapping?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Untamed initially was a group of 4 people who was rapping, and it was Untamed Music. Wow. And that's initially where we started. But when I came up with the name and then the breakdown of the name, at that time I didn't think people would grasp the concept. So we did music. We spelled music different, and then we
first.
Yeah. So we did the music form. We always did community stuff, and then poetry, any of that. So shouts out to Johnny No Good. That's my cousin, and he really through the early music stages he carried it. He did that because he started writing and stuff at 9 years old. But we at the Bryant Center right now. The minister down there is Sundiata Menelik. Yeah. He is the uncle of Amir Locke. So he's.
I'm sorry, I wanted to talk about Amir Locke actually.
Yep. Yep. And so that's his nephew. And so with him being my cousin, it's ironic. I was at Anthony Kellogg's shop and we was talking about Untamed, and he said, if Untamed is a nation, you need a pledge. I sat at that barbershop with Anthony, and that's where I wrote the pledge. And everybody in there, after we did it, it was just crazy. But then, once I wrote it, the next day I was talking to Anthony. I'm like, man, we need to get in the Bryant Center because I had shot a video there. We did called "No Justice, No Peace" way back. Well, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And the next day, Cuz called me like, hey man, I got the keys to the Bryant Center. So it wasn't by accident,
Yeah.
But with Amir, man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something most people don't know about this dude, right? So Cuz was actually supposed to move here February 17th, around that time. Me and his mom have been in consistent contact because she wanted to plan a new family reunion. Everybody grew up on 24th and Caldwell, where we got the street renamed after my cousin Lillian, who died in the war. So he was supposed to move here, and he wanted to join Untamed, like as far as like the community events and saving children. Man, do you know when they killed this dude? We found
we gotta tell the audience who Amir Locke is.
Okay,
a lot of people don't know.
Okay, so Amir Locke is 22 years old. My cousin, he was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota by the SWAT team while he was sleeping on the couch of his cousin's house. The cousin's little brother had committed a crime. The police came there on a property warrant. So, and they're on the 7th floor, so there's no need to no-knock because ain't nobody jumping, you know. And they came in there, and Amir's a very hard sleeper. So as he's on the couch and they yelling, he don't hear nothing. It wasn't until they kicked it and he sat up to reach for his firearm. But if you see on the clip, he had a lot of training, so his finger was not on the trigger, and he had it pointed down. They teach you to assess your target. So he never pointed it, but the cop shot him so fast and then yelled he got a gun, and then they jumped on him and he died, you know. Shot him 3 times, and he was only 22. And he was a registered concealed carry person, never had no criminal history ever.
Right.
And when we found his registered business, this is a 22-year-old young man we talking about. His registered business was named Saving the Youth, bro. That's all he cared about. But he died.
They don't talk about none of this shit.
No, because but he died in the midst of us all still doing this, and we didn't have as much contact with each other. So it's a family thing, it's a blood thing, it's a black thing. We feel responsible for our people, man. And at 22, he already felt responsible for the youth, and he wanted to do something. And so with his death, it was more of a spiritual thing, because he was born 11/11/99. He died 2/2/22. His name meant Prince.
Wow.
This dude, man, since his death, it has allowed our family to take national platforms and talk about him and the things that we've been doing.
They still sweep it under the rug.
They sweep it under the rug, but now we're going to start moving around city to city.
Yeah. And bring it to life.
We ain't got no choice.
And nobody still has been charged for
the cop didn't get charged. They said that
but how do you have a concealed carry, and you have all of these things, and you're protecting you're in your home, and that's like a police officer kicking in the door right now, and we all reach for our firearms.
Yes. So they tell you can have it, but if they see you with it, they can kill you. And so it goes back to the Constitution that says if an officer is feel threatened, they have a right to use deadly force. But you think about who are the officers. These are the people who used to track and catch slaves. So when they made all those slave catchers police, they put that there to make sure that if I want to kill a nigga, I can kill a nigga. All I got to say is I was scared. And that's what they all do. I was scared, feared for my life.
And then that, at some point that needs to be contested.
Come on, man. And that's what we got to do, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's how they executing all of us. The same way I was scared. I watched a video of these motherfuckers shot down a man, 61 years old, white man in a wheelchair. He had a knife on his lap. Shot him 9 times, bro.
About that. Mm-hmm.
Because you were scared of him, pulling a knife
and driving towards you at 3
you
miles
could have
an hour?
literally kicked that man out the chair. He was so old.
That's just crazy. That's crazy.
And it's not a black or white thing. It's more of a just police thing.
System.
Yeah.
A system. You gotta think we in the system.
It does boil down to a black and white thing.
Yeah, well, because the system teaches that for the division. You got to be able to conquer people, so you divide them into rich and black and poor and all these denominations. Everything is divided to conquer. And so when you think about a system, when you do stuff that's against the system, that's why your ass keep getting kicked off. Because you're not going with the system. You're not a part of the program. You're talking about stuff that you ain't supposed to. And so whenever you have somebody like a virus in a computer and it don't go with the system, it tells you on your computer, you have a virus, something is wrong, it's not going with the program, bro. And the more we do that, that's what they don't want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They want us to go with a program, and that program is the nigga bitches, blah blah blah, fucking each other up and all that. Not the love for each other and loving each other and loving on each other, man.
Right.
Loving yourself.
I wanna get some topics in with you, Sherman.
Yes, sir.
Because people need to know it's deeper than black and white.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's the problem with the whole way of life. Shout out to Lil Baby. I want to play a couple clips, and we're gonna have topics, man. But before we start the topics in the show, question of the day for all of the fellas on the show. I want to ask everybody, like, how do you start helping in the community? And we'll start with Sherman.
How do you start? Just being with the Bryant Center, I actually just went down there one day with 4 kids and said, hey, bring your kids and I'll be down here and chill. I'm a dad. If you wanted to drop them off, they could, and that's how it started. And I think when you think about help in the community before, I never told people, well, we just did it, and I always thought it would be like bragging if I said something. So what I noticed is the more you say it and you do it and show people, then it gives them the encouragement. So doing something and maybe telling somebody you did it is a way of helping.
Well, me, I started with Dad's Night Out, and it was just, I realized like all of these black men, we don't have nobody to talk to.
Man,
I'm gonna take a couple fellas out. We're gonna buy shots. We're gonna eat some steak. We're gonna talk about our wives. We're gonna talk about our kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about work. And that's where it started for me. And that's where I realized like this is something that I like to do. I like seeing my people progress and being able to vent to me without any repercussions or any way of feeling like they're pressured or gonna be called out their name or soft or whatever the case may be, and that's where it started for me. So Willie, how do you think you can help out in the community? How do you start?
I think something. My word was gonna be proactive and caring. You kind of gotta be proactive and care. Like even if, like for example, when I go to the park and you see kids running around, you gotta be that village that helps the kids that are around.
That's right.
Facts.
So like no one else is getting up and spinning the merry-go-round. I am the merry-go-round spinner designated for every playground that I go on.
That's
so
okay.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like little small stuff, and then like when kids are acting up out there, it's up to you to kind of like set things straight if maybe a parent's not around. And it's like it's just our duty to kind of do that and be that village and not be scared to of repercussion or what the parent might say.
You got to be ready for that smoke.
And the thing is, it's like, come on now.
Like you said.
You're
right.
What's your opinion, Quando? How do you start?
I think you're right. It starts when you don't even necessarily have to be like putting a program together. It starts on natural. It's like organic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Willie's saying. So when you do something on your own time and just you're out in the community on your time, and there's kids there with your kids, it's just organic, and that's where it starts. I think it starts.
All right, so let's get to these topics. So Sherman, I like to break down to all our guests how this works. So basically, we talk about you for the first 20 minutes, but obviously you're a dope individual, so we got to 32 minutes. After that, we like to bring you and make you a part of the Smartest Dumb People family cast, and we have a conversation. This is what makes you officially part of the Smartest Dumb People. You ain't got the call, you ain't got the text. You can just say, I'm pulling up, I got something to talk about, and we're going to do it that way.
Okay.
So how it works is we got topics. Everybody want to know your opinion outside of Untamed. Everybody want to know your opinion outside of your norm. So we're going to start the show like this. So Wiz Khalifa, this week, earlier this week or last weekend, he did a show. And when he did the show, the DJs was playing his old music. You gotta keep in mind, these are inexperienced DJs. They just know Wiz Khalifa, he dope. They playing his music. He got mad. He like, I got an album dropping today. And he basically started to verbally abuse the DJs and also physically put his hands on the DJs. So this is actually
nigga, we can do it. Y'all niggas suck. Don't hug me, bitch. Y'all niggas suck. Play my new shit, nigga. Play it. Play badass bitches. Y'all are horrible DJs. Now, I came here tonight to promote for y'all and have a good ass time and have a great time. But you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna sit here and let these hoe ass niggas like this shit is acceptable. I'm a real ass nigga, dog. My album just came out today. My album just came out today. Play my new shit, dog.
We gon' start this shit alright.
I want some bad. Get out the way. I don't like you. I want some bad. They can see me. I'm teaching these niggas how to do this shit. I'll teach y'all niggas how to DJ. Bitch, you gonna get money. Cause I'm blowing high. Keep the secret. Wiz Khalifa. Little surprised, man. You're a cool dude, man. When I met you, you was a cool dude, man. That's why I'm a little surprised why you would disrespect those DJs like that, man. These kids is young dudes, probably scared and nervous that they're playing for you, happy that they're playing for you, probably not as professional and on point as you are. But for you to stand up there and disrespect them like that, man, that was just crazy, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's the things I was talking about in the Breakfast Club. Like, the DJ goes through it, you know what I'm saying? And it be stuff like this that minimizes what the DJ is. Like, I don't know if you was lit or drunk or whatever the case may be, but if that was me and you spoke to me like that, I'd have swung on you right away, immediately, and we would have dealt with it how we have to deal with it afterwards. But I wouldn't have went for that, you know what I'm saying? But they're young kids, and I get it, but these are the same dudes that play your music, man. DJs play your music, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And I want to start by saying this, man. This is the same motherfucker that we just discussed probably about 6 months ago when Gilly got on his neck about some shorts he was wearing. And he said, it ain't my fault that you was considered bullying. Listen, Gilly didn't slap the hat off you, call you pussies, call you out your name. Man, listen, I wanted to jump through the screen because it's people like Wiz Khalifa in that situation, bro. We know you doing that because you know those was lames and you knew they was soft, all that shit. I hate, and that's what I'm trying to tell you when we were speaking.
Don't put them DJs in the box either, because you don't know what they were capable of either.
But I'm gonna say it like this though: when you are considered not a threat, that's when you're the most disrespected. Mm-hmm. And that's why we always on high alert and keep our head on swivel and all. I told you, when my little cousin was on the show, he got out the car to look tough. And I'm like, hey, no, cousin, you ain't got to look tough. You and me. Listen.
Right.
At some point, what Wiz Khalifa did was he was being disrespectful because the dudes were smiling. The dude even trying to hug him. Then he pushed him. Don't fucking hug me. Don't hug me, pussy. Play my music, bitch. Listen, I would have shut that whole goddamn show down. They would have closed that whole bar down. What's your opinion on that, man? I got to ask your opinion, Sherman. What's your opinion on what Wiz Khalifa did when he was approaching? He was slapping the DJ hats off while they was playing his music. Like, after he told them to play the right music, that was the definition of bullying, dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can really bully a grown man, but...
It just depends. I think people sometimes will give you the power over them based off your position or title or a uniform. So we've been taught that as humans to you're a celebrity, give you the power. You the police, give you the power, you know. And so you got a situation where this dude, rich as fuck, he come in there, they giving him the power, but in reality he shouldn't have did that because that's a bad look on him, you know. Why disrespect somebody when you could have communicated that early? This is what I want you to play, this is what I want you to do. And if you didn't, and then that didn't happen, it's still a way to go about it. That was a weird flex on some young people.
Shawnee said, ain't no way. Quando, what's your opinion on the situation?
My opinion is you never, don't put your hand on nobody and no time at all, because you never know what, they didn't give him a reaction, but you never know what reaction the motherfucker's gonna give you. When you cross the first line. That's right. Now the line is crossing, and there ain't no crossing. They ain't telling how far I'm gonna go. So it ain't. I'm not the bad guy when. That's right. When this shit, when you didn't already cross the line. Yeah. So shit happens on different times. So you can be the bully, but then don't turn victim when you think you are the victim.
Well, if somebody like you come in hot though. You come in hot at all costs. You come in the room, your presence is known, and you're aggressive, right? This is just your, this is just your demeanor. You can't help it, but then me, I can speak for myself. Is like I'm always.
Don't tell me I'm aggressive. No, I'm not always aggressive.
You tell them,
but you being
getting hostile right now.
You could be saying this. You could be
because you're telling me I'm aggressive.
Right? Yeah. Now you're gonna make me aggressive.
But you having signs is gonna make you look aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like.
And you can't judge what's too far.
Yeah, and then black people in general, a lot of people look at us as being aggressive.
Of course.
But I think kind of in this situation, it can be taken as like he's like the hat off the dude's head.
That was weird.
The dude could
have fired on him.
The dude could have fired off on him. You know, and then it being that simple, Wiz is cool and something. You do your little martial arts, but hey, you get taken off guard. Yeah. You can be knocked out, and then it can be a whole different story.
I feel weird talking about this because you remind me of Wiz. Actually, like a lot. I feel like I'm talking to Wiz all the time. But I
want to reenact it, have him slap your hat off.
Cousin versus cousin. Hit his hat off then, Wiz. Wiz, hit his hat off and see what goes down.
You suck. You suck as a DJ.
You suck as a host. You need to take your hat off.
First off, I'm hat fishing. You can't do that. Everybody know how I feel about my hats. I'm hat fishing. Don't do that to me.
Hey, you know, put him in the wind. You put him in the wind, smoke.
All right, so let's get to the next topic. Like and share, motherfuckers. So listen, let's get to the next topic. So there's an Airbnb being rented out for $300 a night. I just feel like y'all should watch the clip so we can have a conversation.
This is not okay in the least bit. And I know there's going to be somebody that says, oh, you're looking for controversy where it doesn't exist. No, this is an 1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb as a bed and breakfast. How do I know that this is slave quarters other than just using my eyes and looking at it? Well, they say it in the listing. This particular structure, the Panther Burn Cabin, is an 1830s slave cabin from the Panther Burn Plantation. How is this okay in somebody's mind to rent this out? A place where human beings were kept as slaves. Rent this out as a bed and breakfast. Here it is. That's it right there. The slave quarters next to the big house. It's in Greenville, Mississippi. That's the host, Brad, the super host. But what really kills me is reviews. Memorable. Highly recommend watching the sunset. We stayed in the sharecropper cabin and ate in the main house. Enjoyed everything about our stay. The cottage, the history, the tour, the breakfast, and all was great. We stayed in the cabin and it was historic but elegant. A slave cabin is elegant. What a delightful place to step into history, Southern hospitality, and stay a night or two. Cool spot, way better than a hotel. Maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe this will give people insight on how enslaved people had to live, their living conditions. No, not at all. Clawfoot tub, running water, tile, nice lighting fixtures, water, towels, dresser. The history of slavery in this country is constantly denied, and now it's being mocked by being turned into a luxurious vacation spot. This is not okay in the least bit. And I know there's going to be somebody that says, oh, you're looking for controversy.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And there's this Airbnb that was actually slave quarters being rented out for fun. Let me tell you something, man. I still feel I disrespect my ancestors by using the word nigga. Let's be honest. So that's why I try to use it to the minimum. I call all of my black men that come on the show key, because but the society we live in, we are now at a point to where we're renting out a white man. Keep this in mind. A white man is renting out slave quarters for people to have a good night and experience the like. Come on, man. But again, this is what I said. I always told Leland. I said I want a black mob. I want to create a black mob. And what's the black mob? The black mob is just somebody that, just like how, I don't want to use it to that extent, but just like how they stormed the Capitol, like we need people that come and step in and be like, this is a fucking joke. We're tearing this shit down. Like the government don't have control over everything, and you don't have to move on government's terms. Meaning, late at night, somebody go take that house and fucking break it down or vandalize it, because there's no way that this shit should be a mockery. Like our ancestors died in homes like that. Our women and children was being raped and murdered, and now you're selling it for financial gain as a white man. And like I said, I don't want to make the show about white and black. I don't. But there's certain situations to where white people need to understand what it's like, because I don't talk about the Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? I watched, what's the lady name that was the Holocaust movie to where she was in the basement with her family? Listen, that shit broke my heart. And I was not a part of the Holocaust, but I understood how sickening it had to be to have your family in a basement, and then they eventually found them. You know what I'm saying? And then they was killing your parents and all this shit. So at what point in time do a white person or anybody that's doing some weird shit, if that was a black man, I would have said the same thing. At what point in time do you say, like, this is unacceptable? But with the way the culture is set up, I'm talking about the culture as in like a whole in America. Mm-hmm. They pick and choose what's right and what's wrong. Because if that was the Holocaust building, ain't no fucking way it's being rented out as an Airbnb.
All right, so then I can speak up on that piece. First, it goes into, in America, you can do kind of what you want. That's the whole basis of America. The base of America is when you own something, you control it, you do it as you want. You have the freedom to do as you want, right? So then it goes into the Holocaust thing. You know why the Holocaust doesn't have anything else that someone's going to speak on and going to talk about that? Because they have a whole Holocaust coalition, whole like whole religious setup where you speak about them, the whole, all around the whole USA says, hey, no, you can't do that.
So why don't we have something like that?
Because of the deception. Because of the deception that there is, that we can't work together, we can't all agree upon one thing, so that when it goes across the whole U.S., we all don't agree to say, hey, no, you can't say that about black people.
Right.
No, you can't. No, you can't have the slave quarters.
Shout out to Shani. Shani, she said we have a white VP of NAACP. So does it get more surprising?
Yeah, so I think that too. With like he said, people can do what they want, but the moral part of it is messed up.
The moral part is that's all I'm saying. Is the moral part of it is almost so disgusting that and like I'm just gonna throw it out there because I need everybody to hear this. I told all of my close friends and all of the people that come up, because like me and Willie had a conversation about J. Cole, and we was talking about how Snow the Bluffs, right? So I'm all about trying to be an activist, right? And then we have somebody like you, a brother that understands the books and a brother that understands the laws and the legislations and shit that I didn't. So that's what the whole point of Smartest Dumb People is. It's to make me better and to make me realize what the fuck I've been like desensitized to my whole life. And don't get me wrong, I'm getting better and better every day as a human being, especially as a black human being. But why don't we have somebody that steps in and be like, fuck no, that ain't happening. Hell no. And it should be the NAACP. That's what the NAACP is there for.
Right.
White, VP or not. It has nothing to do with color. It has something to do with, as long as you're the VP.
But guess what? If there's the main part you need to step in front of, they're not going to bring that to attention.
Yeah. And most black people is in survival mode. So before we can start worrying about other stuff going on, we still trying to figure out how to get our next meal and everything and all that stuff. So it makes it tough. And we've been brainwashed and programmed to think that you are a lame or you something. If you look at all the movies, Boys in the Hood, Steve Urkel, all those people who was smart or tried to kick knowledge, man, get your ass off. Yo, you old Malcolm X ass nigga. They taught us to hate smart people or to be in the in the community and they call it preaching and
message like Kitty Wayne said on the spoof of that message. What he just said was a message, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you is like so the whole purpose of, again, I'm gonna say it again, of the Smartest Dumb People is I have a bunch of famous, intelligent, well-spoken men in my life, but we're only taught to be like, nigga, you got all age, nigga, you stupid.
That's right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And then we live by that. We live by that. We live by the culture of, and shout out to Jasmine Edwards. She's in the building, man. She's been supporting us. We appreciate you, Mom. But I'm trying to explain this to you. At what point in time do we say we want to see Trey make it? Or at what point in time in Boys in the Hood, Ricky, we got to protect him at all costs. You ain't walking to the store. I'm going to drive you because we know we in the hood. That's where I'm at in life. I'm at the point in life to where I understood the hood now to the point where it was I should have been dead or in jail. So at this point, there's nothing nobody can tell me in the hood that I don't second guess from a standpoint of I got kids to go home to.
So, and I'm glad you spoke on that because this is the time that we in now, right? Everybody is receiving the same message that we got to do something.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that's been happening, now we don't need one leader. We need multiple people with a voice like the machine and get out here and start doing stuff. And that's what we're seeing in Omaha.
Everybody claim they fucking woke.
Man, you just got to step up and do it. And that's what we're seeing. Because if one person take the lead and they get killed, we'll spend 10 years trying to mourn that person.
The thing about it is we don't need one Fred Hampton.
No.
We need 50 of them. We don't need one Malcolm X. We need 100 of them.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is that nobody is doing the due diligence to realize, like, these motherfuckers, like, even a conversation, like, I done had conversations with a white DA running for DA on our show, right? And I said to myself, like, what we're doing as the Smartest Dumb People is, this can get me killed. Like, ain't that sad to even register that? Like, what we're doing here in this little quarters right here is we're saying, all right, show us what you're doing, Biden. You in town, come here. Not saying we'll get Biden, but I'm just saying, like, we're trying to be the voice of the black community in Omaha, Nebraska, but really for all communities, Houston, Texas, wherever you want to go. We're trying to be another voice of the black community. And all I said to myself with just having a few people on here is, they killed me.
Yeah.
You know, and keep in mind, I don't have enemies. I don't have enemies.
Or they'll block you up on Facebook.
Or they'll block you off Facebook. But it still is something that I think about because I'm just trying to like.
You and stop you from just feeling what you're saying.
I mean, it's a sick feeling. So, one more topic before we get out of here because we got 10 minutes. And I want everybody here, please stay here. Make sure you like and share, motherfuckers. This topic has to be discussed, bro. Because me and you had some deep conversations this weekend. We hung out, and I want to have this conversation. So, a UFC fighter, his friend killed himself. He committed suicide, right? So, now he's been trying to be an advocate for men having somebody to talk to. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with you.
Men just kill themselves and no one cares. We need to change it. There's no funding for men's mental health, and it's the biggest killer for men between like 21 and 45. And no one talks about it. No one even mentions it, lad. Women talk to each other. There's no stigma on women. They sit around and have a cup of tea. Men don't, lad. Men feel like, oh, I can't go and say that to him because he'll think I'm a little mushroom. You know what I mean? That's what men think. But as I said in the cage, I'd much rather my friend come to me and speak to me and cry on my shoulder than me have to cry when I'm carrying his coffin a week later. You know what I mean? Men just kill themselves and no one cares. We need to change it.
Alright, so that's the actual clip, and it touched me because like I said to myself, like me and my cousin, like since he's been doing the show, we got really, really close. We hung out this weekend, we went and played darts. Then the next day we woke up and played basketball together. And the whole time we was together, I realized like how much I miss having somebody to talk to.
But not even just talk to, just being.
No, you have to vent. No, it's talk to.
It's talk.
It's talk to. So as men, we don't have nobody to talk to. And if you talk to the wrong person, which I get that a lot from LB, which I love LB to death, but if I say the wrong words to LB, he gonna laugh and say, oh man, this nigga in love. Oh man, this nigga, and that's the way he is. But at the end of the day, I need somebody that can not judge me and realize like I'm coming from a place of just needing to vent for a second. That's what this show gave me as an outlet to have those conversations. But like I said, me and Willie went and hooped. We did shit this weekend.
Who won when y'all hoop?
Nobody played. We didn't play one-on-one. We just dribbled the
He didn't
ball.
want to do that.
Oh, okay.
That would not have been a good
Put
option.
that out there.
I would kill you.
I just put it out there. I just
That would not have
wonder.
been a good option.
Yeah, okay, now go keep
I
going.
just
wonder. I
I've been
just
shooting
wonder.
in the gym. You know, he had to get the rust off.
No, man, I was a bum. I was a bum.
Yeah,
but
the
all right,
rust
and then
off,
shout out to
it's all right.
Brandy. So I went and seen one of my partners in the clink recently, facing charges and shit. And I promise you, it was a deep, dope conversation. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, when I was with you and your mom and your dad, like I had a family. Like I had structure. Like we had to be in the house by 11. Your mom was gonna cook, and then we was like laying in your room watching TV. He was like, but once I didn't spend out of your house, I had to go back to the hood.
Right.
And back to the hood was nothing but violence, drugs, and chaotic shit. So I'm saying like we need people to have that outlet to talk to because like as this is the white man speaking.
That's a part of the community too.
This is the white man speaking, and they don't bully like we bully. Let's keep it a buck. White people don't bully like I'm talking about men. They don't do jokes and like even when I go to my dad's house, which is acceptable and I'm fine with it. So every Sunday I hang out with my dad and then from 3 o'clock to 6:30. I am the fattest motherfucker in the room. You fat, ugly, you lose your hairline, which is fine because they give you a little tough skin. But at the end of the day, you gotta have some. I love you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
If you can't take that from your family, man, that's just you, man.
But
If you
the
can't take
white
that from your
families don't do that.
The white families don't do it because they ain't black families. There's a scale.
No. You might not have been around the white families.
You think white families go around saying you little dick mother? You think that's how they talk?
For sure, I had a white family a couple of houses down. I used to be best friends with one of my white homies. Like, I'll be up in his house and they'll be like, "You fat ass!" You know, they slap butts. They do all the little
weird shit too. They do extra different.
That don't sound like the upper class.
But
I'm gonna keep it a buck with them.
Hey, all white people are upper class. That's the problem. Y'all be thinking that
why
all
are you playing the white
people
class,
are
upper class in this conversation?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying. All right,
You think that all you think white people is all upper class?
No.
So what are
Over half the people that voted for Trump.
But LeBron James is saying that the Dwayne Wade. So as you say that, I hate to be but as you say that, millionaires talk like that to each other.
Yeah.
Black millionaires. Oh man, you know how many jokes they make about KD feet? You know how many jokes they make about
his hair? Yeah, we talking.
But I'm saying it's still
like joking.
Jones is going to joking. Yeah,
it's 1,000% that millionaires are going to talk to millionaires and be like.
So you think?
No, what they say though? They be like, "Oh, you got the 2,000."
So you think Jeff Bezos talk to Elon Musk like that?
No, what he gonna say? He like
they circle. They talk shit to each other.
He gonna say,
guarantee it might be in a different way.
You got the 2020. Yeah,
this is not.
You got 2022
playing, bro.
That's rich shit though. That's rich shit. That don't count, bro.
No, yeah, it do because no one.
Nate Jones in a different way.
How it affects?
Still talking about him, but I think men, like you said, we do need a place to be able to express ourselves in a real manner. But you only have certain people that you can depend on for that. Yeah. And you can't expect it from everybody.
But is there something wrong? Is there something wrong when you're around your close knit circle?
No.
This is your circle, and they talking shit about you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not.
That's what it is. When you saying you talking about your family.
I'm saying as men. And I can speak for black men because, like I said, that was a white man. We need, and Willie has became that. Like I called Willie today talking shit about. But you have to understand, brother. I called Willie today talking shit about some shit that I didn't have nobody to call and say that to. You understand what I'm saying? But I realized watching that clip with this man speaking, we really do lack resources when it comes to communication because there's people that's going to judge you and there's people that's going to listen.
But your real circle is going to listen and judge. You're going to get a lot of both of them.
But see,
everybody can't give you a fucking yes man answer.
The more that you be yourself,
be selective.
You'll find the different group of people that is meant for your spirit.
Exactly.
So you have your family that you're born with, and then your spiritual family.
Yep.
That spiritual family is gonna feed that what he's saying because around like changing the outlook of how you look at people and the people you around. I'm around nothing but positive people, so when I hear somebody speak negative, I have to experience their life or go into their world to see the negative because I just don't really see it as much because I'm around a whole bunch of positive people feeding each other and we love each other genuinely.
And that's huge. Because in the same sense of what you're saying, in order for you to grow and be more of the person that you would like to be, you gotta be around more people that are speaking that positive.
That's right.
If you're around a whole bunch of people that are just talking shit all the time and you don't like that, you gotta move away from.
But and it start with yourself and your family you create. So and like I've been with my wife 25 years. Shout out to Cashel. And so our 20-year anniversary of being married is December 12th of 22. But I have multiple female friends that I talk to and we love each other and my wife is always a part of that and she don't try to dim who I am because I used to think girls was attracted to me because I thought I was but it was that's right, but it's really sometimes as a man you have an aura to attract women and it's not always about sex, bro.
Listen,
it's just not.
I was with somebody for 21 years and I'm telling you, the reason we split is because I could not have women friends. And I said, and she's like, well, these motherfuckers didn't exist when we started. And I'm like, listen, at this point in my life, I want women, I want a homegirl to be able to talk to her about like what my girl did to me last night.
Oh, see, no. So I don't do that, but my women friends, we do business. And I definitely.
So what's the point of having a different perspective of a sex if you can't get their real opinion on some from a woman
on your girl now?
No.
Okay, sorry, we gonna. Hey, you gonna lose this one. Let's just shut it out. You gonna lose this one.
Yeah.
So. First of all, it's cool to have the women friends, but they do gotta stay in the business arena. They gotta stay
so you
away
say you
from
can't
personal,
you can't talk nothing personal to your women.
I wouldn't talk about
you
a
talk
woman
personal.
friend
You
about
talk
my
personal
wife,
women stuff to your mom, to your women family members, maybe. And then to a certain point,
that's sick.
No,
you
no,
tell me I can't talk to my mom about my woman?
We talked about this other day. We talked about this other day too. You sometimes can't even speak to your family about your personal
because they don't form an opinion about her. Yeah.
They don't form an opinion about it. They will not. They will.
But I feel like friends is not to judge you though, bro.
Yeah, but the woman,
but the women judge the girl that see put the smut on her name about that.
And the women we talk to,
it ain't gotta be smut, y'all.
It ain't gotta be
real
smut.
But if we are handsome men and my bad.
No, we good.
If we are handsome men, and then the women that we are talking to, our friends, and see that we're a handsome man, and they start hearing that we're venting to them and that we're putting them in a different place in our life, they grow attachment just as if they were your girlfriend, just as if they were another woman in your life. So we gotta start understanding that when we give these women friends a little bit too much, they grow deeper attachment where they actually grow attracted to you. That's why women have that defense up to say no women friends, because you start divulging too much, and that woman friend will be like, oh, he doing this only to me. So we got a connection a little bit deeper than.
I ain't never thought of it like that.
No,
you got a point.
Hey, I done had the women explain it to me, and that's serious. You know what I'm saying? So like we as men gotta be more observative of what we be giving out, because we might not think it's too much. Yeah. But women take that deeply. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
You heard enough, man. Go ahead. Feel your feel, man.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, Caucasians. Yo, Sherman, give me your panhandles and let them know where they can find you, what you got going on.
On Facebook, Sherman L. Wells. On Instagram, Sherman Wells. You can find my album, Fifth Dimension, under Sherman Lamont on any streaming platform. Twitter, Sherman L. Wells. You know, it's Sherman Wells everywhere. Untamed on Instagram. Untamed. I have an Untamed on Facebook as well. But, you know, I don't care. Inbox me, hit me up. Let's talk.
Let them know about the Friday event you got going on.
Friday event, every Friday movie night, 6 to 11 with Miss Shawnee. She actually has the 20-something foot screen and the projection, the projector. And so, yeah, we came together to do that. And every Sunday for the next 10 weeks, 4 to 7, we feed the community and we highlight other people in the community.
I don't give a fuck. I'm coming to get some
we've been
food.
highlighting multiple people in the community, men and women, to you know, bring them to the community.
And make sure y'all check out the Smartest Dumb People this Sunday. We're having a backpack drive, first come, first serve. We're giving out backpacks fully loaded with all of the equipment they need for school. Elmwood Park, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Listen, I want everybody, if you can help, Smartest Dumb People, hashtag Smartest Dumb People 29. Is it 23 or 29? Or Cash App?
Oh, I don't know the Cash App.
I don't know, but it's one of them motherfucking things. You can find it on the show.
But it's happening on the show. Also, at the backpack drive, we also have an Evil Lunch bag. We have kids T-shirts out there as well. So we're gonna be just making a whole big family event.
Free food.
Are we gonna be over there by the playground?
We're gonna be exactly where we had the family reunion. And we're gonna have a tent.
So big pavilion. You won't be able to miss us. Backpacks, first come, first serve. T-shirts, fun, food,
free food, free backpacks. If you miss it, you're crazy. Just even if your kids need a spare backpack for when they break their backpack.
Yeah, just come grab the backpack, because hey, I just had this conversation with my girl the other day where we was talking about people don't even go spend $20 to go get everything that they kid need for the school year. They'll be talking about why they need this. They don't even use this. You know what I'm saying? Come to the backpack drive.
Even if you already have a backpack, to just grab
and get the utensils. You know what I'm saying? Like, get those pencils, get that extra piece of paper, get your kids something extra. Why not?
Hey, this is the Smartest Dumb People. Willie ABN, Quando Rondo, Sherman Wells in the building, Anthony That Dude Johnson. Y'all have a great night.
Yo, what's up? At the hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, That Dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is. It's the smartest dumb people.
See, man, when you get that type of
because he clearly slept with other people, so like, this was a story.